Hello, hello. Today we are painting a fall wreath out of leaves. And I am so excited because it's going to be so cute. So I found this little, I don't even know what's in here, but it is just the right size to have a little bit of space outside of it and a little bit of space inside of it. So I'm using this to trace a little circle. Okay. We're going to be applying the skills that we've been working on. So it's okay if it's not perfect. We're going to cover it up. I don't even know if you can see my little circle, but it's there. It's just so light and airy and fluffy. All right. Okay, there we go. So I am going to be using a slightly smaller brush today. This is a size 2 brush from Infinity Arts. She actually isn't selling these brushes anymore, but I love them. And some of them are available in the giveaway. So, sign up, baby. So for this, we are going to be creating like little leaves and all the way around. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to work my way around my wreath using my thin, Sasquatch, ballerina Sasquatch moves. And I'm going to be dancing around my palette as well to try to get a bunch of different colors because I want these little cuties to bleed into each other. All right, we are going to use the wet and wet technique, and it is going to be so fun, so beautiful. They can kind of cross over each other. Oh, that was a weird one. Okay, but it's okay. So we'll just leave it. If it's not, perfect, that's fine. Even better, like leaves, nature, not perfect. Okay. And I want some to be off the side. I want my paint puddle to be fairly swirly. I'm doing some leaves with just the one brush stroke and some leaves with just the 2. Oh, wrong way. Let's zoom in there so you can really get up in there. And pick the colors that make you happy. You could even do like kind of a rainbow situation. I think I might kind of do a little bit of a rainbow situation. And the juicier your paints are, the longer you're going to have with that wet and wet zone. So you know what? I decided I don't want a rainbow. I'm going to just get on in there with some greens too, because why not? All right. It's one of the paintbrushes I carried around with me when we were traveling all over the place, and it's a little smushed at the end, but it's still working. All right, and I'm going to make my way around the circle. And don't be shy about turning your paper, okay? Remember, your hand there's no way that's a leaf shape, but we're fine with it. Your hand is not meant to turn in all of the directions, so make it work for you, okay? These brushes are on your clock. You're the boss, baby. And maybe some don't connect. Maybe some are just kind of off to the side. That's okay too. Maybe you want some to be really dark and some to be really light. So let's talk about that. When we are using watercolor, the way that we lighten colors is we add more water. All right, so we are going to add a lot of water to our paint puddle if we want it to be really light. Let's see if we can get the paint puddle in the picture. Okay, so I've added a lot of water here. So this is going to be really light, like that kind of pastel-y. But if you want it to have a little bit more color, a little more oomph, you're going to bring a little bit more paint from your paint puddle or from your palette, your little paint dot, into your painting. And that's going to make it much darker, more saturated. And so I want you to play around with that. Add some leaves that just have a little bit of water. Add some leaves that have a lot of water in your paint puddle. You can even add some leaves that don't have any paint, like it's just water. Let's try that. Let's do it right here. And this is just adding water. It's very light, but you can still see how the paint from its neighbors, because we're using the wet and wet technique, its neighbor paints are like, hello, let's party. Oh my gosh, these colors, I can't even stand it. Okay, so the one that I'm really digging right now, this dark red right here. Let me do one. Oh my gosh, like hello. So this one is called alizarin gold, and the color is just it's delicious. Don't eat it, but like, you know, visually delicious. And I'm adding some really big juicy leaves here. And I think what I'm going to do is I might add some that are more like watery, just to try that out. And you might like a part of your wreath better than other parts, and that's okay. You might be like, yeah, that one was a good one, or yeah, that one was kind of weird. And that's totally fine, super normal. Maybe try to note what it was that happened in the ones that you were liking, so that you can try to replicate it again. You know, I had some folks who would paint designs. I'm just laughing because I'm so overcome with like how awesome y'all are. Like people would paint the designs like once or twice or 3 times, and be like, I just had to get it perfect. That is so sweet and awesome and amazing. And if that is what you want to do, go for it. But also like you showing up and you doing it, that's perfect. Like, I'm so proud of you. You right here, you listening to this. I'm so proud of you. You are doing something for you. You're showing up. You're here. And it's no easy feat. This is a busy world we live in, and it's not easy to take that time. So thank you. Thank yourself. Pat yourself on the back, baby. You're doing good. Oh my gosh. And the Hansa yellow. So the Hansa yellow deep is a little bit more creamy than I usually paint with. And I kind of love it. It's adding this really neat thickness, and it blends into the other colors really nicely. You might be like, you know what? I think I needed a little bit more there and here. I think I might add some, maybe a little brushier, kind of just like little sprigs of things, you know, and throughout. Here I'm using my ballerina tip of my brush. Maybe this is like wheat or something. I don't know. What do you put in your fall wreath? Let me know in the comments. I gotta know. Maybe we want some little berries. Should we add some berries? Let's do it. Okay, so we're just gonna add at the very tippy tip of our brush, just some little berries. Little clusters of berries. Some of my paint is dry, some isn't, and some are bleeding into the other colors, and I kind of love that. Not sweating it. This is so dainty. I love it. Oh my gosh, so fun. Me. All right, and then once this dries, if you're like, oh, it's a little lighter and not as exciting as I was hoping for, you can always go back over that and add more in a darker layer. Okay, there's nobody here who's saying you gotta be done with one layer. I love a multi-layer piece, but I think I'm gonna keep it here today, keep it short and sweet and simple. And yeah, yay, I can't wait to see yours. Make sure if you're thinking about it and feeling brave to share, tag me at Splatter and Bloom and use the hashtag Fall For Watercolor Challenge. I love to see your work, and I can't wait to see you tomorrow. Yay! All right, bye.